Hey there, Foundation staff. Sherm here. Welcome to the Site-42 Critique Lab. Today, our link of the day is Jackevereds' draft, What It Means to Be Humeman. What It Means to Be Human. So while everyone files into class and takes a look in the description for the link of the day, allow me to introduce the show. This is the Site-42 Critique Lab, which are fans of the SCP community. Some of us authors, some of us just people who like the stuff. And we take a look at people's SCP drafts and try and get them site ready. So if you have a draft that you would like to submit to the Site-42 Critique Lab, make sure you send that in to scpsite42@gmail.com. That is scpsite42@gmail.com. And you can send your drafts in, and the chat and I will tackle it. So let me pull up the chat. Make sure that we are running live. All right. So, to get things started, from the link of the day, let's get into Jackevereds' draft, What It Means to Be Human. So, go ahead, open your textbooks to the sandbox. We are opening up with a kind of cool winged, like, angel wings tramp stamp tattoo of the SCP logo. Like, I know I call it a tramp stamp, but it's still pretty cool. By order of the Ethics Committee, the following file has been declassified and released under Ethics Committee order. This file has been designated as mandatory viewing for all personnel of Level 2 clearance or higher. Unauthorized access is forbidden. Note, this document is outdated. Please see Addendum, Project Sepulcher, for more information. Be aware that any discrepancies in the documentation are a result of this, and most expungements contain sensitive data necessary for the replication of illegal actions. Item number, SCP-3455. Object Class, Keter. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-3455 is contained in Site-120, Keter Class Zone, Containment Unit 3. 4 Scranton reality anchors are to be placed surrounding SCP-3455, creating a focus point with a geometric center directly on the subject. SCP-3455 remains restrained to a reality stabling device and should not be removed at any time. Cont scanners should be monitored in shifts, noting that Hume levels fluctuate most often during waking hours. This is to be expected. Psychiatric evaluation should be conducted bi-weekly. While the subject has remained compliant during detainment, personnel should expect SCP-3455 to experience acute psychological deterioration due to its anomalous effects. No testing or documentation regarding SCP-3455 is allowed in Detainment Unit 3. All records should be taken externally. Interesting. Addition. Date, redacted date. Should the subject begin to initiate a CK class event, the Einstein-Rosen singularity generator, key to a frequency linked to a reality which has previously recorded to have undergone a K-class scenario, excluding EK class, should be activated. Accept SCP-3455 into the singularity and be deactivated indefinitely. The frequency used should then be blacklisted from Foundation records. See Addendum for more information. Current frequency 137440. Alright, we are deep in the technobabble today, guys. Let's keep it going. Description. SCP-3455, previously Jesse R. Mantell, was a Level 5 researcher who had conducted testing of the previous object designated SCP-3455 as part of the design team and assisted with the illicit performance of the illegal Procedure 380 Sepulcher. SCP-3455 was unexpectedly exposed to abnormally high Hume levels while conducting Procedure 380 Sepulcher. When a quartz crystal in the capacitor of the field stabilizer fractured under stress of the weight of the machine. Cont readings taken of the subject are tentative at best due to the nature of its condition, but have a mean value of 3 digits, making SCP-3455 the highest measure ontokinetic based the highest base onto kinetic based on the current rating system. Ontokinetic is the fancy technical term for reality bender, in case that's not a thing you know about. SCP-3455 has been compliant in all stages of testing due to its previous employment. However, the subject's reality modification abilities are incredibly effective. Because of this, and a lack of experience, the subject is unable to limit or control itself. SCP-3455 often becomes intangible or supertangible due to this fact, especially in result to heightened levels of stress, and thus cannot be feasibly harmed or executed. Addendum. As of redacted, predictive data for SCP-3455 has been shown to be exponentially rising in Hume levels. This would suggest the possibility of a CK-class reality restructuring scenario event, ending the life of SCP-3455 and intensely raising the Hume levels in as much as an estimated 78% of the solar system. Dr. Blank's note. Do not assume we are relegating SCP-3455 to the gallows. We are working diligently to decrease the Hume levels of SCP-3455. Giving him the opportunity to harness his reality-altering powers to attempt to self-balance could cause just as much destruction as a super-reality event, if not more. However, it is in all of our best interest that SCP-3455 anomalous behavior reduces, as they have previously been very beneficial to the Foundation. Mantell is one of our best and brightest. We will not give up. And then we have a photo of Kant scanner readouts, left taken on a certain date, right taken on a later date, 7 days later, in which you'll notice that picture 1 has a little darker than picture 2. So, that is apparently his Hume levels increasing, power rising. So, recovered files from Project Sepulcher. Okay, so we've got our document that tells us... Alright, so before we move on, item number 3455, at least right now, is this researcher, Jesse Mantell, who was exposed to something during an illegal procedure that made him into the most reality-bending thing in the world. So, but he can't control it because he doesn't know what he's doing, and so we got him strapped to a table, and he allows himself to be strapped to a table. That's how far we've gotten so far. So now we are going into the first tab of recovered files. The Scranton Lock Hume Generator. Archive copy of original Project Sepulcher. Sepulcher is a word. Sepulcher. Sepulcher. Scranton Lock Hume Generator. Plus. Woo! There's a document on its own. Okay. Frick, let's go. Note, this document is outdated. The number has been reassigned due to violation of Foundation Code and failure to meet the requirements for SCP designation. Please see Project Sepulcher for more information. Does that lead to another link? This page doesn't exist yet. Okay, so that might be... I don't know why that's a link, but we'll come back to that. Quartz asks, so basically he's the big bad of the big bads. Well, he's the biggest reality bender of the reality benders, but he's not bad because he's a good guy who just accidentally got turned. It's the Incredible Hulk. He's the Incredible Hulk, but instead of being a giant monster, he's a super reality bender. Okay, so here we are in... So please see Project Sepulcher for more information. Be aware that any discrepancies in the documentation are a result of this, and expungements contain sensitive data necessary for the replication of illegal actions. So, the original item number SCP-3455. Object class, Thaumiel explained. In case you are catching up to the stream, check the link of the day in the description to check out the draft we are reading. We are currently in the Recovered Files Scranton Lock Hume Generator tab. So, object class, Thaumiel/explained. Special containment procedures. Please note, SCP-3455 is only to be operated by trained personnel, those familiar with SCP-3455's workings and user interface. In an emergency situation, untrained personnel referencing this document are advised to seek shelter in one of Site-120's reality balancing chambers, without attempting to operate SCP-3455. Do not attempt to abort Procedure 380 Sepulcher. SCP-3455 is held at Site-120 during the preliminary testing phase in the Mechanical Projects Wing, Testing Bay A. No personnel under Clearance Level 3 are to be permitted entrance to Testing Bay A. Data expunged. Okay, that's an entire... I don't know what that is. At least 24 hours before Project 380 Sepulcher is initiated, all reality-affecting altering devices at or near Site-120 must be disabled. If Hume levels in the interior of SCP-3455 reach 100, an emergency shutdown will be automatically activated. Triggering of the failsafe or unauthorized activation of SCP-3455 constitutes a Level 5 code violation. Additionally, any leak of information regarding SCP-3455 to any members of the Foundation not directly involved with SCP-3455 also constitutes a Level 5 code violation. SCP-3455's documentation is to be kept off any data backups or document compendiums, preferably in an analog format, this document being an exception. Project 380 Sepulcher details. Following precautionary testing, Procedure 380 Sepulcher is to be executed on this date redacted, which constitutes 4 phases activated in order. Procedure 380 Sepulcher should be conducted under supervision of Level 5 Research Team 9. If at any point an error is noted in SCP-3455's calibration or startup, Procedure 380 Sepulcher is to be suspended immediately. Sepulcher is the hardest word I've ever said in my life. I can't seem to say sepulcher. Procedure 380 Sepulcher is the process of introducing a biological foreign body to Event 357 lock safely. A process including 4 phases: Phase Chi, Phase Psi, Phase Omega, and Phase Alpha. Phase X. Oh, I guess you mean Phase Chi. Okay, back up. We're gonna do some pictures real quick. Court says, I wish there was voice chat. That would be awesome. For those of you watching the stream, I feel free to do a voice chat in the Site-42 Discord. I can't join that because it would, like, make loud noises on the, what's the phrase I'm looking for? It would make loud noises on the stream. But y'all can do a voice chat in the Discord if you want to communicate that way. The author, Jackevereds, says it's chi, not chi. Okay, so if you're using Greek lettering, it's chi. C-H-I is chi, not chi. Chi is a misspelling, actually, of Q-I, which is chi in Asian religions, in the energy, the chi energy. Whereas chi is a Greek letter, which is C-H-I. So those are different things, I believe. But now that you've mentioned it, I need to check. We're not on the spelling and grammar yet, but google.com how to pronounce C-H-I. How to pronounce Greek letters. I'll come to this later. We got a lot of reading to do, it looks like. Okay, so Phase Chi. In this phase, 3455 is focused on its central platform with no obstructions of any form. External screen reality anchors are to be activated exactly 32 minutes prior to main execution. During this time, no organic matter, micro or macroscopic, is to be present in the testing chamber. This may be achieved through a combination of chemical, ultraviolet, and anomalous cleaning methods. Following this, the procedure may begin. Internal Scranton reality anchors are to be fired consecutively for 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Once this has been completed, focused Scranton reality anchors are to be activated simultaneously. This is to continue for approximately 17 minutes or until counter reaches 3 digits, whichever succeeds the other. Once completed, SCP-3455 is to be stabilized and all assisting personnel are to exit Testing Bay A. Further phases expunged for security purposes. Description: SCP-3455 is an advanced apparatus consisting of 12 modified Scranton reality anchors divided into 3 classes. and various other anomalous and non-anomalous mechanisms created or assembled by Level 5 Research Team 9 to Data Expunged, a project initiated by 059. SCP-3455 is designated the Scranton Lock Reality Generator, and as of blank 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 date, is in testing phase 0.4.2. Each successive iteration has yielded higher Contra readings than the last, suggesting that a project like Procedure 380 Sepulcher could yield a successful operation. SCP-3455 generates an anomalous phenomenon designated SCP-3455-1, scientifically classed as Event 357 Lock, and colloquially referred to as the Hume Ball. Previous general reality theories have suggested that an event like Event 357 Lock is theoretically possible. Earlier iterations of have SCP-3455 tested and confirmed that. I'm assuming that's just a spelling error. Okay. Remainder expunged for security purposes. So that's all we know from this document. In summary, is we have a machine, this machine, and this machine makes a Hume ball. Ooh, pretty Hume ball. And whatever you do, don't let live things be in the Hume ball chamber. And then also, we now know that this was created by 059. So, big machine, makes Hume balls, don't let living things in with it. 059 decided this was going to be a thing. Also, this is illegal as heck, as stated by the first document, which is why this project is shut down. So, remainder expunged for security purposes. Moving on, Universe Delta-Corbin, Corbin. Data collected from Hermes 8 prior to contamination. Designation, Universe Delta-Corbin. Frequency, 194656. Universe class, Euclid. Do universes have Euclid ratings? I did not know that. Safety precautions. All Einstein-Rosen singularity generators and similar devices should be blacklisted to frequency 194656. No contact or transportation to Universe Delta-Corbin is permitted. Should any member of the Foundation be transported to Universe Delta-Corbin, no return travel is permitted. Returning to Universe Alpha Ask or disclosing information about Universe Alpha Ask to other dimensional entities is a Level 5 code violation. Description. Universe Delta-Corbin solar system is binary. As a result, a higher level of ambivalent ultraviolet radiation than baseline permeates the observed area of the reality. It is hypothesized that the dominant species of the observed area, designated Bio 194565-1, hold on, spelling and grammar. This is 565, the universe is 656. I think you meant those to be the same, maybe? But moving on. Possesses a visual spectrum closer to this range of light, and additionally are biologically and technically evolved despite and alongside this alteration. Previous interactions with Universe Delta-Corbin have been limited. Logs concerning Universe Delta-Corbin, or Corbin, whatever that is, predating Incident 3455-date, consist only of the loss of connection to Hermes 8, I assume, and a small selection of recovered images and videos. The recovered video from the disconnection of Hermes 8 on redacted date would indicate Hermes 8 was recovered by several instances of Bio 656, in identical protective clothing, obscuring features, weird parentheses, labeled in infrared symbols of unknown translation, which could possibly be a team from an organization similar in purpose to the Foundation. This area has been exposed to high levels of elevated reality, the results of which are not entirely clear. This is a result of SCP-3455 initiating a C-Class reality restructuring event, wherein SCP-3455 is transported directly via Einstein-Rosen singularity generator to Universe Delta-Corbin. Due to the nature of the event, we can assume this reality has undergone a CK-Class reality restructuring event. As a result, Universe Delta-Corbin is considered a hazardous location, and no to or from travel is permitted. Incident report. Recovery log of SCP-3455. Alright, so hold on. So, Universe Delta-Corbin is a universe. and it has 2 suns. So it's a Tatooine. And we don't go there, and we don't come back from there if we do go there. Don't go, and don't let anyone come in. This universe is locked off. Okay? Oh, and there are things there. There are things, might be people. Incident report. Date redacted. Recovery log of SCP-3455. Incident report. Forward. On the date of redacted, the project started by blank blank, formerly 059, was discovered by other members of the O5 Council. While Mobile Task Force Alpha 1, codenamed Red Right Hand, was en route, blank blank and his team attempted to begin Procedure 380 Sepulcher before SCP-3455-I1 was fully completed. Below is a transcript from the incident based on audio recordings as well as eyewitness accounts from the Reality Repair team. Begin log at 1200 hours 03 minutes. An audible computerized ding is heard, likely from a computer terminal. Lead researcher Harding. Shit. We're going to gate 3455 now. We've been compromised. Footnote. This references the Scranton Lock Hume generator. Several expressions of surprise and expletives can be heard. Unconfirmed. Where's 9? SCP-3455 claims his voice belongs to researcher George Drool. No records of George Drool matching the description can be found in the Foundation database. Why was this person deleted? Harding. He's on his way. Prep everything. I want every system triple checked within the next 5 minutes. Several Scranton reality anchors can be heard initiating. Researcher Danton. Phase Psi is ready. Harding. Mantell. Where's Phase Chi? Researcher Mantell. It's going to take some time to set up the full process. That's the one thing we can't afford right now. Skip the externals and speed up the rate of draw. Where is 9? Boom, boom, in several armed agent center. Boom, boom. Is it prepped? It's almost here, sir. We don't have the time. Red Right Hand is on their way. Get them prepped for Phase Omega. Go! Extraneous details redacted. Phase Chi is a go. Load him in, Alpha 1 is in the site. Let's go. An audible fracture can be heard, followed by the hiss of a failed vacuum seal. Alarms begin to sound. Oh shit, get him out of there. It's going to... Gary, if you pull me out of here, I'll have your head. Keep me in. Do not open this chamber. An explosion occurs, and the audio fails for several minutes due to distortion. Oh shit! Mantell's... The unconfirmed voice begins to scream, but ceases abruptly. What? SCP-3455's voice catches as its arm passes through the desk it is leaning on. The reality suppression system initiates, causing a slight hum. Oh my god, oh. Several members of Site-120's reality stabilizing team arrive in testing bay A and begin to assist SCP-3455 in stabilization. One member of the team powers down all devices in the bay, ending recording. The minutes of Dr. Harding date at least a year, if not a couple years after this, because we've now changed the date from an O something to a 1 something, and Ethics Committee disciplinary meeting. Alright, so from this incident we learned, summary, that we learned that O5 Council, so this is basically just the incident. Shit, we gotta do the thing. Oh my god, they're coming in. We're not ready. Do it anyways. Boom. Bad things happened. And at the end of this, I don't know why Unconfirmed has vanished. I don't know why... And I don't know what happened to 059 yet. So maybe those will be answered here. Okay, so Foundation's Ethics Committee, disciplinary meeting minutes, date redacted, call to order. Committee Director blank called to order the regular meeting of the Ethics Committee at time o'clock. Committee Director, or a roll call. Secretary blank conducted a roll call. All committee members were present. Open issues. Disciplinary meeting. Gary Harding. Concerning the events of this date, Researcher Gary Harding stands trial for treason against the Foundation and illegal use of Foundation resources and information. Below is a transcription of his evaluation. Begin log. Director blank. Please start by telling us how you first got involved in this entire situation. Harding. Well, that can be answered fairly simply. As head of 059's personal research team, we were chosen to work on Project Sepulcher. Beyond what would happen if we disobeyed a direct order from the 05 Council, there are also promises of miracles if we were successful, sort of like we were giving a genie his powers to grant us wishes. What exactly would you say this Project Sepulcher was primarily concerned with? The whole ordeal contains a wide range of reasons, but if you'd like me to boil it down, it was 059, I guess apostrophe S, obsession with his, might I say, immortality crusade. Could you elaborate? Well, you know how he is. He has this air of professionalism, but deep down you know he's scared, right? You spend some time with him, talk to him in the same room, and you can see it's all a ruse after a while. He becomes an open book. I should know. I spent 6 months working side by side with the man. He's a human being. There are some things I know he's seen that would make a man crave death, just to escape those ends. There's probably a million world-ending anomalies behind locked doors that only he and the rest of the council have keys to. Beyond his goal to prevent his own untimely demise, he also gets to prevent everything earthly from ever being harmed again. Where did this idea come from? Who gave him the idea to use artificial generated ontokinesis to achieve his goal? We know he's made attempts in the past to bypass death, and this is just one of them. He's essentially the 963-2. Seeing as he's tied to the damn thing. Also, I don't know what's going on with blank, but the phrase V20.0 came up during a lot of testing, and I can only guess where that rabbit hole goes. It's essentially the next step he could take. All the digging I've done leads back to SCP-2718, and it's locked to me. You ethics committee knuckleheads may have a better chance at it. You're much above my pay grade, even if I had a level 5 clearance. So I think you'd be better off realizing who controls your fate here. You're here only because you are a seriously valued member of staff, otherwise you would have already been inoculated. I'm pretty sure my fate is sealed already. How did this entire situation go unnoticed for some time? I would think something like would fall through the cracks eventually. It did. Christensen, or at least I think it was him, leaked to someone. Drat that guy. Ah. Before that, we were meticulous. Everything was under expenses of Site-120. Our team grew only slightly, but the people we nabbed were important. Mento was pivotal in the construction of the slug. Oh yeah, the SLHG. Scranton Lock Hume Generator. Easier on the tongue. I see. Please continue. Anyways, Jesse was necessary to build that scrap heap through and through. Danton was instrumental in the calculation, and, well, I could have sworn we had someone for the biological component, but for some reason it's funny. I've been trying not to think about it. I think someone experienced some complications besides Mantell. That's all I can glean from that. The payroll was non-existent. We borrowed components until Christensen. Christensen! We're all versed in where he came in. We're well versed in where he came in. What do you think caused the failure in the slug? I'd assume the construction failed in some way. The machine was never supposed to be powered up at that time. Mantell never did quite finish them structural supports, only the internal wiring. I watched as one of the crystals got messed up in the process. All our months of research to shit over a leak, an information one, and a literal one. I'll tell you what, too, that thing would have worked. The Hume ball was there. I saw it with my own eyes. Propagation fields of reality had never gotten this advanced. If we'd had enough time, we'd all be on a new level of existence with how this thing operates. Do you have any idea the ramifications of such an action? The potential outcome of giving anyone, even if they are a member of the 05 Council, abilities like this. The horrible things people with power do in this position. Surely you must have some morals. Alright, Mr. Courier's director. Imagine you're faced with a big red button. Say you press that button. There's a 50% chance you would die, and a 50% chance whatever you want most in the world would occur instantly. Would you press it? What if that chance meant everyone would die? I would say, if I may speak for me and the rest of my staff, that chance was too big to turn down. You would risk the life of every human being on this planet to the wrath of someone with near infinite power for your own progression of goals. It's not just our own progression. With power like our prediction specified, every Apollyon and Keter class could be zapped away in the blink of an eye. Overpopulation, world hunger, anything, all solved with a wave of your hand. Distant galaxies could become exploitable in an instant. Nothing's too far-fetched. You failed to grasp the concept of all innocent lives. Think of the billions of lives populating this planet, not knowing a single thing about what lies under the bed, living their lives peacefully. 3455 is likely to go superhuman, and if we fail the transport, who knows what kind of CKR reality we'll undergo. Something of this magnitude has never been simulated, let alone tested. Would you think perhaps for a second past this situation? How many things out there are interested from doing exactly that already? How many things are unpreventable growing out of control right now? 2 minutes faster isn't going to alter anything. It's meaningless to attempt to struggle. Do you feel, Death Director, that's exactly what got us into this mess originally? Of course, if we didn't, the Foundation wouldn't really have a purpose, would it then? Excuse me, Dr. Harding. How many times will this happen? How many times does a researcher have to die horribly, perhaps even over and over again, after being exposed to some kind of anomaly? How many times do we have to destroy an entire innocent world simply to plunder the resources or simply dispose of our hazardous waste, as you so eloquently described my esteemed colleague? He had a name. His name was Mantell. Jesse Mantell. Gary. Gary! 059 would have been a fluke anyways, and I realized that too far into the project. There's no one way to run this place, because absolute power corrupts absolutely, and fear makes good men do horrible things. It's why communism's failed every time it's been tried, and why democratical capitalism's fucked our morals. Give someone an opportunity to be self-generous at the expense of others, and they're gonna do it. It doesn't matter that someone already tried to play nice and failed thousands of times before, because every person thinks, I can do it way better than the last guy. They just fail to get the facts that the next guy will think the same of them, until somebody does inevitably end the chain by blowing us all to holy hell, and even then, thank you for time, Gary. I think we've heard enough. No, you don't understand. It's a time bomb. We're sitting on a time bomb, and there's no wires to cut. No, remove from the function. End log. Pending sentence. Adjournment. Committee Director Blank adjourn the meeting at time. Okay. Okay, guys. Let's sit down. Let's sit back. Let's marinate a little bit. Oh, my Lord. Bah. 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 For everybody who was in on that, take a second, read through. I'm going to summarize, and we're going to go into the idea talk, and then we're going to go, once we're done with the summary, so we're going to go over the summary. I'm going to summarize exactly what this is, piece by piece. We're going to get the whole story, then we're going to talk about what we think of the story, then we're going to talk about the spelling and grammar stuff, because there's a little spelling and grammar throughout. With this many words, it's to be expected. Wow. That, reading the article, did 30 minutes. 32 minutes we're at. So that was 30 minutes just to read it. That's intense. Now, I'm going to take a drink. All right. So, long story short. Close all of my tabs, start at the top, and let's do everything. All right. Document 1. By order of the Ethics Committee, we're closing this up. Document 1 is item number SCP-3455 is currently, in real time right now. It is, oh no, shit, this one's outdated too. Fucking goddamn it, I've already cursed enough for monetization to be lost. So just fucking curse, goddamn it, shit. This document is outdated. So this is not the current document. So, 3455 was Jesse Mantell, who accidentally got turned into the most powerful reality bender of all time. Somehow, he got turned into a super reality bender, and he can't handle it, and he's probably going to explode in a giant reality bending explosion that makes all of reality fucked. So, all of the reality fucking stuff, reality's gonna be fucked by a reality fucking bomb. Let's move on. So if he's gonna, oh yes, and then, so this says he's supposed to be thrown away, right? Whereas he gets, yeah. So if he's about to get thrown away, if he's about to explode, we toss him into another dimension. And that other dimension will be fuck bombed. And that, I said, in the chat, someone, Morgan said fuck bomb at the exact moment I said fuck bomb. That was really funny to me. Good moments in chat. So we throw it into an alternate dimension that has already exploded. That way we don't hurt anybody. So that universe is exploded, so we just throw another bomb in there. It's not a big deal. And also we have a note at the bottom that says, hey guys, we like this guy, and we're not just throwing him to a dungeon. This is, what's the phrase I'm looking for? This note at the bottom is like a, we still like this guy, we're not throwing him in the dungeon. It's kind of like the 05 note from SCP-231, where it's like, yes, we are still trying to save her, but we have to do what we have to do. So this is the same kind of feeling of, this is what we are trying to save her. So now, Anna, Jack, I see in the chat that you're talking about the different frequency. I'm only going one document at a time. So far, we just know we're going to throw it in a dead dimension. We don't know that it's another dimension yet. And we're going to talk about that. So, after we get to the end of, this guy's a reality bomb waiting to happen, but we still like him, so we're trying to help him, we move into document 2, which is the Scranton Lock Hume generator, otherwise known as the Slug. So we go into the Slug. This document is outdated. Item number SCP-3455. Thaumiel explained. So this is the machine that makes the Hume bomb, or the Hume ball. Now all we know here is that we made a machine that makes a Hume ball. And you don't put anything living in the Hume ball. And 059 told us to build this for some reason. And we're going to expunge all the phases of making it happen. And we're going to expunge the reason that this is happening. So all we know is we have a machine, what makes a Hume ball, and 059 said to do it. Universe Delta-Corbin tab. Universe Delta-Corbin is specifically frequency 194656. And you'll notice above in the original document that the current frequency to send 345 into was frequency 137440. So what this document is saying is safety precautions. Don't send anybody in, don't bring anyone out. Description. Universe Delta-Corbin solar system is binary, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this area has been exposed to high levels of elevated reality. Oh wait, so here we go. Previous interactions with Universe Delta-Corbin have been limited, so in the past, we found people. And advanced people. And then the third paragraph of the description says that we have shown this place to elevated levels of reality, and we don't know what happened. So, lock the door, don't go in or out. So all we know from document Delta-Corbin, by what's set in the text explicitly, is there's another universe, not the universe we were talking about earlier. There used to be people in it, and this area has been exposed to high levels of elevated reality. So, I think we are supposed to read between the lines and say that that we accidentally threw the Hume bomb, into a populated universe. Let's see. So, incident reports. The incident is the moment that Mantell became a reality bender while Red Right Hand was coming in. And then the ethics committee is a really long interview where we explain the reason this all happened and why it was justified. So, here is where I'm going to start the idea phase. My first thought for the idea phase. Jesus, here we go. Our main concept here is that, let me put this in chronological order, because this is oh my lord. So to start, the very first thing is that I personally am not a long article guy. I'm not. I like medium length articles. And when I see a long article, like when DJ Cactus writes an article, I go, oh God, I'm not reading that. Jesus, ain't nobody got time for that. So, seeing this article's length, I was already like, oh boy, here we go. But then, there is so much that is not told, but it's not told. So there's two ways to do foreshadowing. You foreshadow something by making clues to something, and then, or saying something that then leads to a response. And what happens a lot here is this is depending, it feels like, on a lot of knowledge that people already have. And then it feels like the final interview is that it almost feels like that's extra because people didn't get it. So here's the whole explanation. So it's like, you guys didn't get this. Here we go, knock it down. Here's everything that happened. I mean, it's not quite that. It almost feels like that, but it's not like fully that. Man, my head is fuzzy right now. That's just really long. So, let me see with the opening document. First of all, yeah, that's why the final interview exists, because people complained that they didn't know what the hell was going on. So, third of all, what am I on? Am I on the fourth of all yet? So, at no point in this did you tell the audience that you dumped Mantell into the other universe. You mentioned, you put it there that this is the frequency of the universe we're going to send it to. You said the other universe has a different frequency. So we know it's a different universe. And then you mentioned in the very last paragraph, after everything else, that this area has been exposed to high levels of elevated reality. I feel like that was burying the lead too far. You could have said, probably, this is after addendum afterwards, that we accidentally sent him here instead. Like, the description is... So our question here is story structure. How do you tell the story that simply boils down to, at its core, our high concept is 059, who canonically in several SCPs before has tried to become immortal. He's trying to become immortal again. And as such, he commissions a machine to make him a reality bender. And because of an information leak, because that Christensen guy is a snitch, he decides to rush the procedure. It blows up in his face, and instead of turning him into a reality bender, it turns Jesse into a reality bender. So that's story 1. 059 commissions a machine, gets rushed, turn guy into a reality bender. That's story 1. Story 2 is Jesse Mantell accidentally becomes a reality bender of epic the most proportions and then can't handle it and therefore almost explodes our universe. And so we were going to send him through to one universe, but we did it wrong and sent him to a populated universe, and he exploded in a populated universe, which is fucked up. And then we finish it with an entire exposition diatribe into the morality of 059's cause. I've got a headache. I've got a headache, dude. Oh no. There's so much going on. Okay. Chat, please help me out with whatever you've got along the way, because I'm going right now. Okay, so here we go. Here's the thing. Fucking Jesus. So, what do we do to make this skip ready to go on the main list? That is the question we need to ask. Yeah, so before I freaking freak out here, trying to make this work, let me point out that there is a lot of good things here. Albeit there's just a whole lot of techno-babble to get through, but the Hume homework has been done pretty well, it seems. All the Scranton realities and the Kant research and the Humes and stuff, that all, I believe, makes sense by all references. Meanwhile, there's a lot of I like a lot of the little references to other SCP things. I like the little Easter eggs. I love that this had time to do that. It's very thorough. It's 99% spelling and grammar fine. There's a couple things here and there. So there's a lot of good here. It's in the structure and the story you're trying to tell that we need to sort this out mainly. So that's what we're going to fight for. First of all, so let's focus subplot by subplot. Jesse Mantell. Jesse Mantell, at no point in here, honestly, I think the incident report where they come in on 059 where Jesse gets transformed, I don't think we need it at all. I don't think that's the incident you need to share. I think the incident you need to share is why Jesse ended up in a populated dimension. I think that you explain Jesse. Then you explain maybe the Hume generator. And the Hume generator needs I'm actually writing that right now. Would you like a link? Dear God, no. We've got enough for now. But we'll come back to that later. So I think you explain Jesse himself, like you started with. I think you then explain the Hume generator. I think a much, 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 much shorter ethics committee addendum goes on the end of the Hume generator. So I don't think we need a full interview. I think we just need an ethics committee report on 059. And that little report can go with the generators portion. That way we cut off that whole ending and just find a nice, easy way to get that, slide that info in there. Then we need the incident where Jesse goes full nuclear, and we need to know why they sent it to the wrong universe. And we need reality to be freaking out. We need, tables to turn into dogs and horses, and we need just things to go crazy, like Toontown up in this shit. And they send them to the wrong universe. They realize it. The last line is like, oh no, what? And then the next addendum is Universe Delta-Corbin, and we restructure that just to make it very clear that formerly was we say safe precaution description lists that it's people, lists that we've had communications with them, stuff like that. And then the final addendum of universe should be, this universe has gone through has blah 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 because blah blah blah, we set the guy through the hole, lock the door, don't let anybody in, this could be bad. Right now, that is my best guess for structuring this story narratively. Show me Jesse, show me the generator, show me the ethics committee versus 059, show me the evacuation of Jesse after the fuck bomb went to hell, and then show me what happened to the universe he got sent to. I feel like that is a narratively cohesive story that tells you everything you need to know. Okay. Because a lot of what is not working in this is the big three are, there's a lot of technobabble. There's a lot of technobabble, and that's a second thing that makes me glaze over my eyes. Like right now, recently, one of the top rated pages right now is SCP-3930. That's the new DJ Cactus skip. And it's a classic wall of so many things. And, but there was a hook. The hook was, this does not exist. This does not exist. There was this repetition. There was this, driving force of rhythm that made me go, oh my god, I've got to see what the heck's up with this. And I read the whole thing, and it was so interesting to me that I then recorded it. Go check the channel if you haven't seen the Patron screaming reading yet. But you have to have a really solid hook to get people to go that far in a long skip in the first place. And then you need that hook to be just the most intense, most powerful reality-bending hook of all time if you're going to get them to go through an extremely long article that is also massively cross-eye causing technobabble. I'm not saying your technobabble is bad. The technobabble is done competently. It's just a negative concept that makes it harder for people to get into. I guess makes it harder for some people to get into. Some people live for that technobabble thing. But the story structure, the people who live for the technobabble and the length want the story structure. The people who don't like the babble and length really needed the structure.